Ba, 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 da. What's going on, guys? I am James, your lore master. You are right now on the Lore Reloaded. Glad to have you guys. If you're watching this video on demand, you know exactly how this works. I'm about to say hey to you guys. I'm going to say, tell you a couple of things you can check out. Check me out, twitter.com/Lore Reloaded. Or you can always go to twitch.tv/Lore Reloaded, where we will be playing and hanging out. We got the Imperatoris. What is going on, Imperatoris? Of course, Kiyoshai Fans Toy Channel saying, what the F? We also got John Riker. Always a pleasure to have John Riker on. Darren Wagner. This is why people always tune in. Yeah, they come for the title. They stay for the dancing. That's the way I like to look at it. We got Zontar in the house. Azrael Sword, of course. And, of course, Azrael Sword talks about begin the shilling. YouTube has been having some issues getting out the word and such, so I don't know if a lot of people are going to be on today or not. We'll probably not be on long anyway. Let me know if there's any issues with the stream and such, because I'm getting a little bit of an issue saying that it's not working, so let me know what's going on. But let's talk about the new show that's coming out. Let's break it down. And I would love to know your guys' opinions on it, because it's come to my attention that there's going to be, sorry. By the way, I'm being forced to do this early for you guys, just letting you know. So, there's 4 new shows coming out, and I'm on the fence if this is a good thing or not. And I'll be honest with you. And the reason why I'm on the fence is I wonder if it's not just another cash grab, or if we're going to see revitalization, like we saw with Marvel, like we saw with Star Wars, to a degree. Unfortunately, I think that Star Trek is so oppressive with their intellectual property, and so gung-ho with the agenda they want to push, even more than Star Wars, that I question if it's going to work out or not. I have heard that Picard will be coming on, Patrick Stewart will be coming on and doing a show, which gives me some hope that it's going to be post Voyager, which would be very interesting, very intriguing. I'm going to be discussing the shows. This is going to be from The Nerdist, and I'm not completely sure how up to date The Nerdist is. But let's jump into it. And let's just talk about it. Also, a shout out to Logan, who is pretty awesome. All right. So this week it was reported by The Nerdist that writer-producer Alex Kurtzman has entered into a 5-year deal with CBS All Access to oversee a variety of Star Trek series and miniseries. In the original report from Variety, their sources said 4 different Trek projects are in development. So here are the different Trek projects. Here's what we can actually break down. The first one is going to be a Starfleet Academy show from creators Steven Savage and John Schwartz, creators of The Gossip Girls and Marvel's Runaways. I don't think I've ever seen Marvel's Runaways. Welcome, John Gordon, becoming a lore master. Always a pleasure. So, without actually looking at the people who are writing it, when I hear Starfleet Academy, I hear the original series. I hear another prequel. And that is concerning to me. I wish they would do something that wasn't a prequel, and I'm not completely sure why they haven't. I mean, I have my own theories for it, because I think that they're trying to get the nostalgia, but I really believe that they're pushing that just deeply into the ground. And I don't... Yeah, and just to Michael Leith's not interested. When I hear Starfleet Academy, especially if it's the original series, it doesn't interest me either. We've gotten like 12 different prequels. I'm done with prequels. I'm done with the original series. Even if they were to parody it with the original series, I'm done with that too. Honestly. Dennis Wagner, F. Starfleet Academy, Star Trek 90210. You no fun. is now a lore master. I get that. It's a little bit of an idiom right there. F Starfleet Academy, Star Trek 90210 is the show nobody wants. Yeah, I don't know. NCC 90210. Hybrid Jack, look, nothing could go wrong with having prequels and sequels going at the same time. It's not like they already have issues with continuity. Oh, God, yeah. Ugh. I don't know. I'd be interested in what your guys' opinions are on that, but I don't think that a prequel or a Starfleet Academy is a good idea. That said, there have been shows that I didn't think would be good that were done exceptionally well. So, I mean, I'm happy to be wrong with that, right? Zontar says, post-Voyager series has the problem of the high tech the setting has become and the fact that the Federation is now a singularly dominant force in the corner of the galaxy. I mean, that's true, but you could go back to your TNG roots. Well, I've talked about this. I think that a civil war or teasing the precipice of a civil war could be interesting. Or go back to your roots. Go back to exploration. Have one of the new ships. Have an Akira class. Have a Steamrunner class. Whatever you want. Go back and start exploring. Maybe even into the Delta Quadrant. Let's see. Starfleet Academy served its purpose in a video game in the 90s. Yeah, it was fine. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. Don't worry at Lore Reloaded. It's not like a nuke will explode in the Academy or something breaking continuity. That's true. We don't have to worry about that. All right, so that's that one. The second one is a limited series around the character of Khan, most famously portrayed by Ricardo Montalban in both the classic episode Space Seed and again in the film Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan. This would be presumably about the exile under the orders of Captain Kirk. I am not interested in a Khan series at all. Full stop. Don't care. Khan was okay in the original series. He was great in the movie. Beyond that, I don't care. I don't care what happened on the planet. I don't. I don't know many people who do. It's a good story. It's okay to sit here and wow. It's okay to leave some things to the imagination. And yeah, no more Khan. We've touched Khan so much. Just stop bleeding. Say what you will about Star Wars. They are at least trying to introduce new characters. Now, they're doing this by killing off all of the old characters, but they still are trying to bring in new characters. I mean, seriously, it's like trying to replace Lady Logan. You just can't do that, you know? Toxic Money 513, you probably already got asked and answered this way too many times, but do you know if and or when the new, I guess I'll call it DLC for Star Trek Online is going to come out for the Xbox One? I don't, unfortunately. I will send that in and ask and see if I can get that done, Toxic Money 513. If you would, Toxic, and I'm sorry, can you send me an email at james@lorereloaded.com and I'll just forward it the question. I hate to make you do that, but I'm not going to remember by the end of it. Azrael's Sword. Star Wars is stuck in a time loop. Not as bad as Trek. If they're doing this, Star Wars is going to look fresh by Trek standards. Just absolutely, without hesitation, it will look fresh by Trek standards. Visho Delvis says, yeah, Khan Exile sounds like a good book theme, but only 5% of the fans will ever touch. That's the thing. Wrath of Khan was something I think most everyone could enjoy. Most everyone could enjoy. Even people who are my age or younger could enjoy that. But my problem is that I don't think he has staying power to that degree. You know, I don't think people would be that interested in seeing what happened on the planet or how he was exiled. Honestly, it sounds like a Mad Max situation is what they'd have to do, in my opinion. I wouldn't mind a Stargazer series that ends with them about to get their new helmsman, first officer, a guy named Picard that we never see. That could be intriguing. I don't know. All right, looking at the next one. A limited series whose plot detail... While the next two is a limited series whose plot details are being kept under wraps, because that's what you want to do. You don't want to tell anybody what's going on. And then an animated series whose plot details are being kept under wraps. Here's... What is the deal with going animated? My problem... I don't see an interest in an animated series. And if you look at... I guess Star Wars does okay. I guess... I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you want an animated series of Trek? When I think Trek, I don't think animated series. Star Wars has made a name for itself, especially that it can do both animated series and live action. But I'm not completely sure. I don't know. By the way, someone asked if I'm ever going to do a collaboration with somebody named Doom Mel Rooster. And I thought they were messing with me, but apparently Doom Mel Rooster is an actual channel. That actually looks interesting. I'm going to have to take a look at that. If I like it, I'll do a collab with it. If I like it. I got to do one with Captain George and, of course, Starships first, but after that. I hated the Star Trek Into Darkness ending and F about reversing the rules of Kirk and Spock and the roles. Animated, no. Animation is liked because it costs less to do outlandish things compared to live action. Of that, I agree. You find out what really happened to Trip Tucker from Enterprise. He gets thrown forward in time and helps a new post-Voyager crew fight the Suliban. That sounds like something they'd do. I don't know that Patrick Stewart will be hella expensive. I doubt they'll waste the investment or his time. No, I mean, it's almost solidified that Patrick Stewart is going to be in it. Now, here's an interesting fact. Patrick Stewart hasn't been getting a lot of jobs. That was actually a big thing, that he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to act. So I don't know he's as expensive as you think. I don't want to see him in any prequels, any stupid flashbacks, or maybe time travel or something like that. I would like to see him... I'd like to see him on an honest-to-God post-Voyager series as an admiral. That is my dog. My dog likes to move around. Mirror Picard. Now, that'd be interesting. I agree. I could only get into Clone Wars because I generally love the story and setting. Putting those serious sci-fi universes into animations generally doesn't work. Early Star Wars Clone Wars sucked. But they got very, very mature, and I liked how it went. Now, I'm reading from the Nerdist. Let's see if they add anything to what we continue to talk about. Daniel Lambert helping out the channel, as always, guys. Super Chats is...
What are you? A monk?
Super Chats keeps the channel going. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. Keep the lore rolling. I will keep the lore rolling. By the way, if I can just complain for a second. If I can just... Okay, by the way, 53 people watching, only 10 thumbs up. I mean, come on. Come on. I gotta impress people. More thumbs up. Let me just complain. When I do my videos are... they're mostly lore. Some of them are my and some of it is my sarcasm. And the rest is my commentary. So, lore, sarcasm, commentary. So, just so you guys know, just to put it out there... sometimes I say things that's hyperbole. I don't think that Kirk committed treason. I also don't... oh man, what is the other thing y'all keep complaining about? The treason is the big one, but I forgot something. It's a joke. I need to worry about that. Anyway, 52 people watching and thousands have seen the video, so I'm going to have to put that in the form. 26 thumbs up now, babies. What's going on, Captain Redneck in his house? All right, so let's be breaking this down. So this is from the Nerdist. And let me go ahead and share. Kinzer becoming a lore master. Let's see. Starfleet Academy is an idea that has been floating around in one form or another for decades, but has never gone past the idea stage. Back in the early 90s, Paramount thought that the original crew might have finally gotten too old for the big screen. They're right, and figured that maybe the next film would feature younger versions of Kirk and Spock and a story set in the Academy days. Fans revolted, demanding one more film with the original cast, saying that this Starfleet Academy movie would be the equivalent of Star Trek 90210. Oh, that's where you got that reference from. Instead, we got the original cast back together again one last time for Undiscovered Country. Another time a Trek spin-off centering around the Academy was rumored was when Will Wheaton's character Wesley Crusher left the Next Generation to go to Starfleet Academy. Thank God that didn't happen. It seemed we might see a show with Wes at the center of it, but those just turned out to be rumors. Thank God. A Starfleet Academy series does have merit, like how it has merit. Yeah, it has as much merit as Discovery has merit. Maybe a group of cadets on a training mission, similar to what we see in the beginning of The Wrath of Khan. Hopefully, something set in a previously unseen Star Trek timeline. We could even see younger versions of famous characters from the franchise in their youthful days. So here's an interesting concept. I think, what was it, Red Squad? It was either Red Squad or Alpha Squad. I think an interesting story would be having like Red Squad, where you have this team that go off and they have their ship, and it's them training with a crew. I think that would be interesting. So you have Red Squad, who is like the top of the top, and so at that point, you do a show based all around them, and they could, at that point, have their own ship. They could go do their own things. It might be interesting, and I don't know if you could do it with the Valiant, but the Red Squad Starfleet Academy set during the Dominion War. That might be interesting. Chris Elliott, Chief O'Brien commanding. It would be cool to see Chief O'Brien come back. He was supposed to be a Starfleet Academy. That would be cool. I would watch it for that. Super Comey hates Trek and wants it to die, since he says a whole squad of Wesleys. Are you talking about the cadets in DS9 during the Dominion? That was the Red Squad. Yes, the Red Squad. That could be interesting. But, again, I think Starfleet Academy is going the wrong way. When I think Starfleet Academy, I seriously think Deep Space Nine. So, I don't think it'll go a lot of places, if you ask me. I don't know. That'd be curious. Cole Meany would do it in heart. I've heard that he doesn't want to go back to Trek. I could be wrong, but I've heard that. I would love for him to, though. Don't get me wrong. All right, let's talk about Khan. Again, we've discussed this, but this seems like one of the worst ideas on God's green earth. A series about the exile of Khan and his genetically enhanced supermen and women. Don't be sexist. I have to add that to you, Nerdist. Women. God, and they call themselves feminist. Where was it? Supermen and Women has been rumored for a while, with talks of the Wrath of Khan director Nicholas Meyer writing and directing it. While this is maybe my least favorite idea on paper, hell yeah, completely agree with you there. With Meyer involved, it could be a cool prequel series if executed correctly. If that isn't the most Philly D response... While this isn't maybe my least favorite idea on paper, with Myers involved, it could be a cool prequel series if executed correctly. While I might not like it, I'm going to continue to do a sentence so that I can ride that line. Still, Alex Kurtzman had better do a much more capable job recasting Khan than he did in 2013 with Star Trek Into Darkness. Are you... Huh? Because Benedict Cumberbatch didn't resemble or sound like Ricardo Montalban in the slightest. If you're going to bring back Khan, do better this time, guys. Who the hell is... Eric Diaz, you need to... You don't know what you're talking about. You're bad. Eric Diaz is bad, and he should feel bad. Cumberbatch is awesome, no matter what he does. Cumberbatch is win. So, yeah. Completely delegitimized. Here's the problem with the prequels in general. They are inherently unexciting because instead of telling you what happened, they tell you how something you already know happened. I would agree with that. That's one of the reasons I didn't like Halo Reach. Do you think Picard is too old to command a ship? I don't think so. I think if you look at Kirk, he wasn't too old. If you look at Spock, he wasn't too old. McCoy wasn't too old. I would rather see Picard actually make Admiral at this point, though, in my opinion. Honestly, I think that would be much more. To answer the stream question, I feel they saw how well Marvel has been, and at the time before The Last Jedi, Star Wars has been with consistent releases. Yeah. They want to go the route. They want to serialize and they want to monopolize on the success. And of that, I would agree. But I don't think they're going about it right. This honestly feels like they're throwing whatever they can against the wall and seeing what sticks. Yeah. Cumberbatch is awesome. Cumberbatch is the only one that could say something stupid, and I wouldn't get upset about it. He's the only one I would agree with. So, you know, like when, who plays Lorca? Lorca's actor is... That's not him. Who plays Lorca? You guys tell me. Who plays Lorca? Come on. Come on, people. Got to wait for you to catch up now so that you can tell me instead of me doing research, as is I'm supposed to be doing, right? But anyway, the actor who plays Lorca was bashing Trump left and right, which makes me roll my eyes. Jason Isaacs, that's right. Makes me roll my eyes, and it makes me not want to see it. Now, take everything that Isaac said and have Cumberbatch say it, and I'm totally down. I'm totally down. Cumberbatch could talk about how we need to genocide the world, and I'd be like, you're right. You're right. Let's do it. Send the nukes. Send the nukes, people. All right, the Mystery Limited Series. Let's see what Diaz, who doesn't know a good actor when he sees one, says. The Unknown Limited Event miniseries is the one I'm most excited about, simply because it's probably the project that Sir Patrick Stewart is attached to. The one I have no information on, nor am aware of, is the one I'm excited about. Okay. I say this is because Stewart is a big enough star to not want to be tied down to a continuing series, but could probably be lured back to play an older Jean-Luc Picard for a limited series event, especially if it's reunited him with his close friend from the TNG cast. A limited series at this point in time starring Picard as the lead could be very intriguing for several reasons. The last time we left the 24th century, Next Generation Deep Space Nine Voyager timeline, the Federation has just survived a brutal war with the Dominion, a war that brought together old enemies like the Klingons, the Romulans, and the Cardassians with Starfleet. Did this alliance hold after the war? What's the Alpha Quadrant even look like 2 decades later? Trekkers have been dying to know, but the power that be giving up prequels like Enterprise and Discovery instead. Another reason why an event series at 25 years after the finale could be extra intriguing is because the series finale of TNG, All Good Things, gave us a flash forward of 25 years into the future. Except, if you actually watch the series, he told all of them how they were going to end, how the series, what was going to happen to them in 25 years, thus completely destroying that timeline and ensuring it would never occur. At the end, it was explained that it was just a possible future. Good, I'm glad we took that on. But it would be interesting to see what events actually transpired for the Enterprise D crew, and which didn't, as we hit that 25 years later date. The final chapter for TNG crew was the universally panned Star Trek Nemesis. The 24th century deserves a better send-off than that. Well, I'd agree with that. You know, I really should read the entire paragraph before I start taking shots at him. Ben Harding, The Imitation Game with Benedict in it was awful acting by him, but that's because the story was not true to history. Ben Harding, I say good day to you, sir. I say good day, sir. The thing about any series is it needs to tell a story that is neither PC nor limited by higher-up goals. I would agree. I think that anytime you take a chance, you do really well. According to the TNG Tech Manual, the Enterprise A was formerly known as the USS Yorktown. Sure, that means actually absolutely jack all when it comes to what canon is, but I agree, Darren Wagner. According to the TNG Tech Manual, the Enterprise A was formerly known as the USS Yorktown. According to Voyager, you can hit Warp 10 and then become a space salamander. I mean, there's all kinds of things in Trek. The character of Picard needs a better exit than Nemesis, and we should get updates on Riker, Worf, Crusher. I mean, that would be interesting. I agree. Darren Wagner, I gotta have you on the channel. I just remembered. I'm sorry, man. I'm going to get you on soon. I'm sorry about that. I need to get you on. Let's look at the animated series. There hasn't been a Star Trek animated series since the mid-'70s. That's for good reason. But now is the right time to do it. Okay. Animation affords Trek something that live action doesn't. Freedom from the limits of a special effects budget, and thusly the ability to get really imaginative with the aliens and ship designs, and much more. I would agree with that it does allow you to do more than you would have in the past. If a limited series features Picard and other characters some 20 years since we last saw them, then let a new Star Trek animated series take the concept hundreds of years past where we left the galaxy, and maybe take us into an all-new galaxy altogether. Star Trek anime Trek, yeah. I don't know. This could just be me, but Trek doesn't feel like it should be an animated thing, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hey, Laura, the TNG Tech Manual is written by Michael Okuda, and it wasn't licensed. That info about the Yorktown is listed as conjecture, meaning it's not canon since it wasn't on screen. Yeah, Darren Wagner, I was just giving you a problem. I was giving you a hard time, and a lot of people have been saying it's the Yorktown, and I was worried because I was afraid I missed that somewhere, that it was in Alpha Canon, like the Transwarp people had actually said it. But yeah, I was giving you a hard time. But I do need to have you on the show soon. Hayner Tim, what's going on, sir? An animated series can be very mature. The question is if they're public for that. Okay, so give me your guys' honest opinion. When you think about Trek, do you look at Trek as something that could be animated? They haven't done it historically, and they don't have a good, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have a very good track record with choosing what audiences want. I don't know. Darren Wagner, Star Trek should stay the F away from animation. It's not like the Star Trek animated series was all that great. Filmation made it. They were the lowest bidder. True. Would you watch a Star Trek TV show, but from an enemy point of view, like the Klingons or Romulans or maybe the Dominion? I would. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think it's very popular. I don't. The reason why they do humans is because humans are actually interesting, and people watch humans and things like that, right? They're not willing to take risks. Like, for instance, if someone's going to sit there and tell you, hey, I'm going to send you like a text message at a certain point, and they talk a big game, but they don't, then they're not taking a risk. And just like that, I don't think they're willing to take the risks required from like the animated series or any kind of Trek. I think they're going to try to keep it very PC, very what the execs say. And you can't just sit there and do that. You got to move past. The reason Deadpool did so good, the original Deadpool, the first Deadpool movie, was because they had a small budget and they took risks. When L helping out the channel, thank you so much. It is always appreciated, good sir. What if they did a story based around the fall of the Federation set in the 34th century after established canon? Use some of Gene's ideas for Andromeda, but set on a displaced 24th century ship. I don't think it would be popular. I think that would be interesting, but I don't think that it would be something that people want to see because no one wants to see the Federation or Starfleet be destroyed. Star Trek kind of has the same issues that Star Wars does to a degree, where it's supposed to be this utopia, this thing that was supposed to do well, right? And I don't think that destroying the Federation or Starfleet would be something that would be very popular. And I think that that's an interesting story, an interesting concept. I don't think audiences would like that. I would be interested to see a Terran Empire. Here's my thing, and I talked about this with Anti-Tracker. He may have actually pitched it to me. Quentin Tarantino, the Quentin Tarantino movie, can be rated R and make it a Terran Empire movie. The more I think about that, the more interested I am. The more I find it very fun. But, I mean, again, yeah, a lot of people are saying they like it or they might enjoy it. I don't think that mainstream audiences would, I don't know. Imperatorius says, yes, the mass audience would be like, the F, boy. They would be. I really want to watch a Star Trek TV show that's all the mirror universe. I do, too. I think that'd be interesting. I don't know that people would find... given how I take that back, and given how popular Terran Empire is, I think people would like it. Super Comey, someone did a Grindhouse trailer of Star Trek that was amazing. Send it to me, Super Comey. We might watch it. Hybrid Jack says, I do. Down with the Federation. Let it burn and see what arises from the ashes once Paradise is gone. You know, what would be interesting is we do know that in the 31st century, more likely than not, the Federation and Starfleet dissolve. And whatever organization Daniels is a part of rises. I would be interested to see that. But again, I don't think people would like it. At Lore Reloaded, I think Jorge Warcrimes also said to make a series about the Terran Empire. Okay. I'll just say it. Discovery is not canon. There. That was easy. Man, I wish it was that easy. It's all about CBS and what CBS wants. You know, I sincerely, it would be my biggest. I'd be so happy. Here it is. Super Comey. Does this have anything that's going to irritate me, though, or anything that they shouldn't be hearing right now? Because if they do, I'm going to be less than thrilled with you. Let me take a look at it real quick. I'll have to watch that. I might show it next time. Oh, this is from the Nerdist. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I can't share Nerdist, though. They, I think they got content ID. Come back. Hey, Alex. Come here. Alex. Silly dog. What about a show where Starfleet and the UFP has forgotten their values and either a Starfleet captain or even a president or member of the Federation Council who fights to reinstate it? So, here's my point to that. Here's what I have to say to that. I think a post-Dominion War, series where you fight for the soul of Starfleet and the Federation. Are they soldiers? Are they, do you go back to the TNG pacifism, the TNG exploration? I think that's a wonderful conversation, a wonderful exploration, you know? So I would be curious to see that. Yay, The Expanse and Lucifer are renewed on Netflix. Well, I'm happy about that too. We'll be seeing a CBS give us rubbish like Supergirl. So much for following Thirdly. My thing is they say that this is all coming to CBS. Is it CBS All Access only? Are they doing it with all of these? What is that going to do if it's all on CBS All Access? I think a new Star Trek show should not shake up the Federation. Starfleet, yes, but not the Federation. Sam Ronan giving the... that was from that game. What is it? It's a mod, which is fun. Anyone remember when we used to be explorers? Wish I could stay, but I have to work. Talk to you later. Star Trek Apologist Show. Locutus and 7 of 9 wearing Starfleet uniforms. The drama possibilities are endless. Endless. We've had enough wars in Star Trek. Plenty. Need to go back to TNG type stuff. You know, I really like wars in my sci-fi. I like gray. But I think there is some legitimacy to that we've had so much war, so much darkness, that it would be refreshing to have a TNG style. So I could see that. Azrael Sword, Wars Cell shows, I do agree with that. But again, it would be somewhat refreshing. I don't know if you could sell it, though. A new Star Trek that shows a struggle between the TNG-era Admiralty and the Dominion War vets would be killer for drama. I agree. Would be killer for drama opportunity. Star Trek Armada 3, but it was from a film as well. Oh, was it? What film was that for? I don't remember that. All I know is that I want some more details on the political side of things. I don't know. Oh, I'm out of water. I don't know if political is the way to go, if I'm being honest. I do think we're going to be ending it quick, guys. I had 2 early ones. I'm going to go back to hour-long shows, if not longer. But I got some things out. Jason Wokenfuss, becoming a lore master. What's going on? What about the criminal element in Shrek? That's cool, but I don't think a criminal element would do. It's just not Trek to look at the criminal element, you know? We need a Star Trek show that is like TNG, but they don't claim to not be a military. Okay. That's why he's freaking out. We got fireworks, 4th of July. I want to make a fan show centered around gold-hearted criminals instead of Starfleet. Yeah, we call that Quark. That's who that is. We call that Quark, which was a very intriguing show. And what are you guys talking about? Would you want another show? What the hell? Nice. Would you want another show about a ship called Enterprise as some other lower profile? I think we've had all of the sorry, I just don't know. I think we've had all of the Enterprise shows that we need, if I'm being honest. I don't want to see another Enterprise. I don't want the Enterprise F or Enterprise F or G or H or J. I think it's time to move past that. Say what you want about Discovery, but they at least didn't have another ship called Enterprise. How about a show set around a Federation colony? DS9 barely worked. The Star Trek is about exploration. You know? I don't know. All right, guys. Yeah, there wasn't much to add to it. I just want to talk about that. I want to do some shorter shows today. Thanks for so much for coming. I should have a video tomorrow or Sunday at the latest because we got some stuff coming up. We're going to have a poll for what series I should do for the end of the year. So on the 1st, which is going to be Sunday, there'll be a video coming out with a poll. You guys will get to vote for the rest of the month. Whatever is chosen in that poll, I will do a series for the rest of the year. So definitely stay tuned for that. Guys, thanks so much. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to see you on the next Lore Reloaded.